to another edition of Boss Fights with or maybe Modi of Leviathan server. Have not come up with a good title for this series yet, but I just like doing them. So, we're at turn 11, and if you're watching this video, that means, hooray, congratulations, you beat turn 10. Hopefully my video, while at the beginning was very rude, I apologize for that, but at the same time, like, I'm not the person playing the guy, so I can't really, tell you how to play your guy. You gotta figure that out for yourself. So, turn 11 is a steep DPS check. Go back to reference the first 30 seconds of my other video for turn 10. Yeah, I don't mean to sound, you know, very snobby or anything like elitist, but like at the same time, this stuff is not going to get any easier. Gear is definitely required. Weapons are going to drop off this guy and hopefully make the next turn easier throughout the weeks for the people who did not materia up. I didn't materia. None of the people really in my group materiated up. We were just learning as we went for the weeks. We like the progress we're going for. So turn 11 begins. We pull the boss, Kalia. I play foes. Continue to squeeze all the DPS you need. So the beginning of the fight happens, and for those who just tuned out because the tank died, I guarantee you this is a down. Like I wouldn't like talk for 10 minutes over a video and just like play something because I think it'd be hilarious. Like the intro to this video, I thought it was hilarious. See turn 11 with spooky text. So we got the tank up and we actually recovered. So this would be a lesson to everybody who says you should probably fight because something bad happened. Just try to recover. You don't know what's going to happen. You might do it. Never give up, never surrender. So the first thing you need to know for this boss fight is nerve gas. The first mechanic you get introduced to. Nerve gas is an AoE that covers the whole room, 2 halves, and a cone. You want to avoid these possibly all the time, because if you get hit by nerve gas, you get a stacking debuff, the vulnerability up, and you take more damage from the next one you get hit by, and any damage, so on and so forth. So phase 2 happens after 89%. You'll cast a move called Barrow Field. Barrow Field is a move that if you get hit by the circle under him, his giant hitbox now, it will slow you and also apply the vulnerability debuff on you. So I would recommend either of those things, because if you get slowed, you're probably going to get hit by the next thing. So, second mechanic, tanks actually have to be worried here. This is kind of like a Lei Shen thing from Throne of Thunder. He will mark the main tank with a debuff. I don't remember the name of it. Something from the headlights or something. I'm not entirely sure. At that moment, after he gets stunned and gets that debuff on him, the off tank needs to taunt and take secondary head. Secondary head is basically like incapacitate. He's gonna hurt the person that has the debuff really bad. In fact, probably just kill him. Actually, just kill him. So we'll just say that. So while I was explaining that one, we missed another mechanic that he throws out called Seeds of the River and Seeds of the Sea. Seeds of the River, you need to spread out and make sure everybody is away from each other, because Seeds of the River will hit everybody who gets hit by it for 2,500 damage or something like that, and it hurts real bad. Don't recommend it. Seeds of the Sea is the one you need to stack up for, which is basically like Gaseous Bombs in turn 8. It will spread the damage across the whole party, so the more people that stack up for it, the less damage is going to go out to the one person who's hit with it. So the next phase of the fight will start at 59% adds. What a shocker, but we know at this point there's probably never going to be another fight without ads. Not continue towards, you know, another fight after this. We're going to work on it. We just got to it like this week, so hopefully we'll be back soon and we'll get you another video up and hopefully you enjoy it. So while we wait for this to happen, we're just going to watch as we DPS quite a bit. So our group kind of has this thing where we might hit another nerve gas before it's phase, which we actually hit it like way too early. We're like a couple % behind, because at the beginning I was kind of like, I was in the same boat, like, do we just start over or what? And so I kind of just timed a bit. Okay, so here's the start of third phase. Boss becomes untargetable and gets hit by that shield. Everybody walking that shield is a dead man. You get hit first, die. Just letting you know. Just get out the way. Okay, so the 3 adds. There is a weapons node, a gravity node, and an electric node. The weapons node Everybody who is not a caster needs to stack behind the weapons node, because the weapons node does repelling cannons, which you remember that move, but now the move has been upgraded to the point to where it could just one-shot the tank if it really wanted to, but it's like gaseous bomb, so everybody has to stack behind it and take as much damage as possible so the tank doesn't die. Sometimes the tank has to move and will get hit by it on accident. The many variables of this phase that happen, it just happens. Like, just, I don't know what to tell you, like, stick with it, brother. The gravity node puts that purple circle on the ground that causes heavy. I'll recommend standing in it too much. Sometimes you get hit by heavy, not a big deal. If you get hit by lightning, you want to move out the way as soon as possible. So I kind of just skipped the beat right there. Electric node's ability is called Fork Lightning. It will put a debuff on somebody that ticks down 5 seconds. Once it dissipates, it will explode, just like turn 9's lightning, and hurt anybody who is standing around you. Not you, but hey, you know who caused it if that person has paralysis, I guess. So the whole goal of this part is everybody has to keep their ad away from each other, or else they'll try to link together and eat each other. So the thing with the electric nodes, nobody's tanking it because it moves on its own. It kind of just does right there. It just moves on its own at random speeds and really doesn't care what you do. So you want to kill both of them at the same time. If you end up killing one too soon, the other one will just run to the electric node and eat the egg as fast as possible because it's delicious. So once you get both of those down, you want to burn the electric node as fast as possible. If you're not hitting it before the shield goes down and the boss does its AoE, I would recommend starting to limit break it so you can get practice in for the next phase until you get the DPS to beat it without limit breaking. That's just us. We did that for a while. But then we kind of just got our DPS together and we finally were able to do it without having to use limit break. So the fourth phase starts here. The boss gets the same ability as the electric node. The electric node can only be hit while you're in melee range, which kind of puts the range at a situation they're not really used to. And there goes that AoE, Nerve Cloud. You kind of want to put as much damage reducing stuff on him, like Virus and Dragon Kick, before he goes out, because it's the most damaging move I've seen in the game so far. So it will kill everybody if you do not have the right damage mitigation up. So the beginning of this phase, Nerve Cloud will go out, hurt everybody, get everybody up, and as soon as that happens, you'll start seeing these wires come out of the boss and onto either your character or somebody else's character. That you have to match those colors up real fast, because you need to stick by the person who is wired to your wire, because you'll be tethered together and you have to stay close to each other, or else you will cause damage to each other if you're too far away. You will also cause damage to each other if you are next to the other tethered group. There are 2 tethers out at any given time during this phase. It can either be 2 tanks, 2 DPS, or a DPS and a healer. So you gotta have to trust your buddy to make sure that they know what they are doing. And hopefully that you know what you're doing. So talk with your group, make sure that you get whatever you need to do to make it easier on yourselves. Like, establish a way you're gonna go beforehand. Don't have anybody go any second ideas while trying to move, because you kind of have to work as a team. It's kind of lenient on how far you can be away from each other, but whenever you're getting close to like somebody else in a tethered group, it hurts a lot, and it also puts a second debuff on you, and it does a lot of damage. So just be mindful. Make sure that you're going the same direction as everybody. What we do is we try to, whenever it's just, you know, tank and DPS, or DPS healer tethered, if the tanks are tethered, it's a little bit easier to manage, because the tethered group for the DPS really don't have to move that much. They only have to move once. The tanks kind of just do the moving, and it's kind of easy for them to do it. They just have to be on the same page as well. Whenever the really big AoE goes out, you kind of want to be close to a safe spot as much as possible so you can move to that spot. All the other mechanics in this phase are still, from the first phase, are still here. You know, you got your gas, nervous gas, you got your seize the river, seize the sea, you still got secondary head to deal with, so the only thing that really gets added here is the tethers part. And it just makes it so that you kind of have to be a little bit more coordinated than normal to make sure this guy goes down. It is a kind of a tough you know, learning curve for some of these turns. Some of us don't get it as much as like their first people or whatever. But you know, stick with it. It's very rewarding once you get it beaten, and once you get to turn 13. By the time you get to turn 13, everything should be like a breeze. You have everything memorized and whatnot. So the boss doesn't do anything else from here. It will just keep doing the same stuff until it hits 0% or Enrage. We have not seen Enrage yet, so I can't really give you a good guidance on like how well you're doing because we never really hit it. So if you ever see it, fantastic. If you don't, I hear it's another nerve cloud that just kind of kills you, so it's like the 4th nerve cloud or something. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check with it. From what my tank said from the numbers, we were like only second off, but you know, win is the win, so we just take it and we get loot and we get better for next week. That's pretty much it for this turn, so nothing bad could possibly happen here. So don't worry about it. Like it's down, it's dead. Us losing the tank at the beginning meant absolutely nothing, and nobody else dies. I 100% guarantee nobody else dies. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm not lying to you. Nobody else dies. Not even that nerve cloud could kill anybody. Awkward silence. Okay, so I died, and I caused my teammate to die. I caused my healer to die. But luckily, we were only 1% away from killing the boss, so it didn't matter. Our Black Mage goes crazy right here, killing the break. Yeah. So if you're hesitating on this, like I do sometimes, don't be afraid. Just keep going. So that was turn 11. Hopefully we'll be back soon with roasted chicken. Live long and prosper. I'm Medium Modi of Leviathan Server, signing out. Good luck, y'all.